This is Kirsten Bass with Inner City Greens, and you're watching.
Y'all are now tuned in to
KTTV.
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 KTTV. Is that right?
What it do, KTTV? This is KT, and I'm coming at you live with another episode of the Daily K Podcast. And on this Wellness Wednesday episode, I have the businesswoman, CEO of the Body Queens, Miss Keisha Tucker. How you doing today, Miss Keisha?
I am amazing. How are you doing? Thank you. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I do appreciate you having me on. We is good.
Hey, look, it is my pleasure. Like I say, this is the fun part. You know, I go at school all day, and then I get to come home and just talk, right? And learn something too,
right?
Yeah. So I thank you for taking some time out the busy schedule.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's certainly my pleasure. It's 100% my pleasure.
So now, as we jump into things, especially with this being a Wellness Wednesday episode,
gotcha.
I always like to start off with simple wellness check. So, how have you been doing during this pandemic, and how are you staying safe out here?
I stay home.
That's it.
As far as checks, know your body. Yeah. Understand if you do get a cold, if you do need to sit down, as we said, sit down. If you do need to, take a load off, if you do need to mentally, get you a break in that day of the course of the time, because we went to full on outside. Now we're shutting it down. A lot of people working from home. So just take the time for yourself.
Yeah.
Just every day. Yeah. Light a candle, breathe into it. Just get you a Zen moment through the day. And get you some you time. You deserve it.
Look, the thing is, people I agree with you. We went outside fast, right? And so, like you say, we shutting it down. But the thing is, as we go back outside, we got work, right? Then we got the stress of being outside and staying safe.
The anxiety.
There we go. I'm talking about like I sneezed. No, I didn't sneeze. I coughed one time in the grocery store.
Oh
man, I thought I was finna just put my bucket to the side. But that's what we're going through.
I sneezed. I wanted to cough in the store, and I like to bust the whole lung. I ended up, excuse my language, I ended up pooping.
Yeah.
Because I held it in so hard. And we have a Saturday. I just is like, if this is what it comes to, I need to be in the house. I'm gonna order my stuff and just leave it to the door. Because this is a lot, it's a lot of pressure to now it's everybody. Now it's not just you walking outside. Now it's you have to think about that next person and that next person and that next person and next person. And it should be vice versa.
I agree.
Every time it just don't work like that. So we out here winging it.
No, look, literally. That's it, man. So jumping into, I guess, you and the work, when I read up on you, just learned more about you. Basically, the Body Queens came from, like my story, turning a tragedy into a triumph, right?
Yes.
And so creating this as you're going through the cancer. So just giving us a little bit of background on you, just talk about that time of being that warrior and how did you go from using these natural products to creating them?
It started, the Body Queen started from when I was a child, like mentally. If I can think back to the wanting to be okay, being okay, not being okay, and understanding it's okay to not be okay from a child. I'm adopted. So that space of not knowing yourself, not knowing your body, being pretty, but you musty, not understanding, how to wash, what to do, there was no one to teach you, and then it's like just the learning and the learning and the learning and the learning and all of that. And then you come to be an adult and you think you finally figured it out. And then at 19 years old, you get hit with your first bout of cancer. It's like, gosh, wow. I mean, I just literally just got out of, legally I'm an adult, and I'm trying to figure this out. And then, again at 30. So by the time I hit 30 with the second time, it was just like, I had to be what we call a label junkie. Everything I ate, I had to read the label. Everything I did, I had to read the label. So reading the label just became an obsession of what really we're doing to ourselves as a person. Like, wow, is this a real word that they putting on the back of this soup? Like, what is this real soup? You know what I'm saying? Like, it
Yeah.
look like soup, it tastes like soup, it look like potatoes, it tastes like potatoes, you know, but what is it? If it needs so much to keep it looking and tasting the way we think it should, is it safe for us? Is it right for us? Is it okay for us? So then it's like, okay, I need to be in control. If the Body Queens represents one word, it represents the control of what we do and the opportunities that we do have to be okay. And it don't take a lot.
No.
So that's my baby. My baby
Yeah.
comes from just being okay, just understanding that it don't take a lot for us, you know, to get it together, to be okay when it's a lot of other things around us that's working against us. Our genetics, whether we know them or not, you know, whether we understand us mentally or not, you know, it's a lot of other things that still are going to happen around us, regardless of whether our day starts out good or not. It will happen regardless. And are we ready to be able to deal with it or not? Is what, like, the whole Body Queens idea is like, come on now, girl, we gotta do better. We gotta do better. So that's
come on
it.
now. That's it.
Yeah.
And so, well, this is cosmetology, because that's how the game all started.
Hey.
All right. And then you know,
somebody had to do it. I'm bald now, honey, but hey.
so with all the stuff that you're doing, I guess, and it's not hard to hear from the words that you're using, but how did you still just go from turning like these products into like the business? Like, what did you, I mean, how did that process go? How long did it take to learn? How much did you have to dedicate?
It took years to get it together, because I wanted each product to be under a certain amount of ingredients.
Okay.
I never wanted to flood it so hard to where you couldn't read it, I couldn't read it, someone from 2 to 99 couldn't read it. When you become to the point to where you can see and you can read, you do understand 100% this all it is. I don't know if you could see it, but this it. Yeah. And this is your body spray, and this is your room deodorizer. It literally is purified water, rose water, witch hazel, and fragrance. You have the best body spray and the best air freshener, carpet, you know, room fresh, car fresh, clothes fresh. That's it. You know, and it's so multi-use. You know, it's just for the mental aspect of it all. It was just like, no, we need to condense this. This all we need. This is, we're gonna take it back to the caveman days. This all we need for an amazing product. And it became a business.
And so that is you know, I think that's awesome how you were inspired by looking at those labels and becoming a label junkie. But in turn, what do you do about it, right? You make sure that yours is the opposite of what you almost semi-hated.
What I do, I don't down anything, because we are a mental people. We are people of habit. We are creatures of what we think we know and what we have been taught. So I don't down any product. I don't even being a cosmetologist for as long as I don't down relaxers, but I do tell you alternative or the safest way to protect your hair. You know, I never was that one to say, okay, we'll go natural. No, man, you got to get them edges, honey, slick them down. No, that's not your DNA. That's not what you need to do. Now, everybody don't need that, but that's not for you. So it wasn't a part about boosting me by putting something else down. It's like, Keisha, put your foot forward. That's why I say I am the package. The Body Queens is me. When I tell you, somebody else could run the Body Queens and it probably would tank. When I say I am the package of it all, as far as the delivery of it all, you have to make people understand and see what it is that you're trying to do. Not saying it's better, but just understand the need at that point. Your need at this point is this, what I have. The product that I have will suffice your need at this point. No, you don't have to spend $35 on a 2-ounce bottle of spray to smell good. You don't. You can. You can, but you don't have to. And this markets towards a wide range of people.
Yeah.
For the people that want to live in the woods, you can afford it. For the people that want to live on a hill, you can afford it. For everyone.
Yeah.
And I do believe I give away more products than not.
Mm.
As far as like shelters, I donate to homeless shelters, women's shelters, because I just sent so many products to Africa. I did for free. I just feel like at the end of the day, everyone needs to understand and experience freedom.
Yeah. I agree. I so much agree. And so thinking about that, as the business go, did you get an uptick during the pandemic as people start going in? Did you get more brand exposure?
Yes,
and that?
I did. Because everyone was scared.
Yeah.
If it ever was like a viral movement or like an influx of people, everyone wanted to be clean eating because the shelves were bare. Everyone wanted to find a way to do certain things. And that spawned me teaching soap making classes. Also, I teach self-sufficiency. I teach you how to be sufficient. You don't have to buy my product. I do appreciate it. I really do. But I will teach you how to do this on your own for either a business or for yourself, because it's not hard. It's not a hard business to do. So as far as the pandemic showed people that your title, you can still be home without a job. Your title meant that you can still not have toilet paper. Your job, and it just brings you to a humbleness, because it's like, oh, I have a job. I have a need. My job has a need, until they tell you, oh, we're going to shut down at 3:00. And then you just don't know what you're going to do. So then the influx of panic. So the business boomed. I mean, amazingly, just off of the pandemic. So what I did was, for every product sold, I gave a free product. Because I am that person, that's just my person. That's just my spirit. I'm just not going to be able to not. Because I do understand at that point, people were waiting on unemployment. People didn't have a job and stuff like that. And then you spending $100, $200 on body care products and stuff. I do appreciate you. Lord knows I appreciate you. Yeah. But the understanding, what I'm saying, is that, I want you to understand that I do appreciate you and I am going to give you back. You are going to get it and more, it's just a small business, not the small business, because I got to stop thinking like that, not a small business, but the business mindset of it all.
You know what I'm saying? I'm with you on that. But that was one thing about them. People's at home. You really were able to, kind of be at the house, kind of mastermind and come out of this thing with something way different. Because I tell you, that first few months, man, I was like, what are we doing? Especially when the teachers had to flip. I was like, man.
We not needed out here?
Yeah. Man.
I thought everybody needed us.
And so, especially when it was, you think about cosmetology, it was really rough for them guys and women when that first hit. Man.
And at that point, I worked for a hair club.
Okay.
I was the new business specialist. So all the new business that came in, that was my department. Wow. So who coming in here to get some hair, glued on, or, who the safety of it all, people just didn't understand, and what you don't understand, you fear, as far as like just anything. From racism to just not understanding what's going on. It was just too much, too soon. Everybody was panicking. You can't even look like you're going to cough. It was just a lot. So it's like, shut it down. We can't come up with a way to make it safe and make it efficient and effective for everyone. If there's 1% of someone that may not be safe, we shut it down.
And so thinking about the products, so many natural products on the scene. Like we got these all natural. Is it certain products that you use, or is it pretty much the same products in all the naturals?
No.
Okay. So then how do you
okay. So again, I don't knock a product because I don't use a product.
Yeah.
But it's just certain products I don't believe in promoting. Okay. Only because 100%, if I have to put my label, a lot of places are private labeling. That means that I have to And I've done it. I've wholesale for businesses to say, okay, I love your soap. I want to sell your soap. Can you put our label on our soap? Yes, but not until you use my product.
Yeah.
Because what's the point? You know what I'm saying? So regardless to whether it's your name on that product or not, it's still my product. So as far as a lot of products out here, it can say it's natural. It can say it's, it could say it's this, it could say it's that. But again, if we really do start reading the label, someone else produced that. If you can't say you did that from scratch, from the beginning of the product to the end of the product, it to me cannot be labeled as a natural product.
Yeah.
Natural-ish.
Ish.
What the Kool-Aid say, natural and artificial flavoring.
Yeah.
I just don't like how the business of it all now, as far as everyone wants to have a business, everyone wants to find a hustle, as we say, because it's like, no one wants to be shut down again. So now it just brings out a plethora of everybody want to do something, make jewelry, make something. But then it's just like, even if it's easy money or it's a quick money, just understand what you're doing and the business behind it. Like I would never start all these tattoos I have. I would never start like, okay, because tattoos is easy to do. Let me go on and do it.
Let me go and draw up a little something.
Let me go ahead on, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me go ahead and start scribbling on someone.
Yeah.
That's just not what, and I just feel like for a lot of people in the body care business now, it's not enough research into it. It's not enough, if you're going to stand behind a product that is natural, do that product, do the work, just do the work. I tell my kids, do the work. Yeah. If it fails or it succeeds, you've done the work. Do the work.
And what about the ingredients? So give us some game. So you told us you'll tell us how to do this. What is the main ingredient that like for instance so you talked about the spray, but I was looking at that soap, I think. Got like the different layers and
come on with it. So
so talk to me about how are those the same products pretty much, or how do you pick which ingredients are going to go into your products?
So I have base products.
Okay.
So as far as every soap starts out with the 3 basic ingredients. So each soap starts out with vegetable shortening, coconut oil, and olive oil. Those are the 3 main ingredients, the only oils that are in my soap. So after the process of what we call saponification, I literally make soap at how they made it in Egyptian time. You take the lye, you mix it with the water, you combine it with the fatty oils, and you saponify, and that turns that chemical reaction into what we call soap.
Come on, man.
So those 3 main ingredients, basic ingredients, will get you started for a hard bar, a very conditioning bar, a very moisturizing bar. So if you can get all of that in one bar, that bar not going to melt down when you put it in the shower. You can leave it. It's going to be good. It's going to be moisturizing. It's going to give you certain properties. See, the scent behind it is extra. The coloring behind it is extra. Yeah. People lead with that. I just wanted to smell like Fruit Loops, and it's like, ugh, my skin is nasty over here, So it's this, it's the research behind it. That's why I say you lead what you stand on what you know. And you put, as I tell my kids, you stand 10 toes down on it. If you know what you know, you know what you know. Yeah. So it's like, you pick what you want or what you think people would need. The need. We need a hard bar. No one want no bar soap that's going to break down as soon as they get in that shower. No one. So that falls behind. Now, come on now with it, knowledge. Yep. That comes on with the hardness. The hardness of the bar is equal to the butters behind it. Okay. The butters behind it is usually either shea butter, coconut, a cocoa butter, a mango butter, either lard, which is an amazing bar, but for the vegans, we cannot. Okay. We can't, so that's why I substituted for vegetable shortening. Yeah. Because it's not an animal product, so it's just, different things that we know will give it the properties that that we need as far as our skin needs and loves.
Yeah.
I've never seen a generation that has more eczema in my life. I said, what kind of skin y'all got? What's happening? You know, what we doing to our skin, what we doing to our bodies, what we doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to take it all the way back to from the time you get up.
Yeah.
The night before, from the sheets that you laid on to the water. You know, I'm not so anal now. You know, from what you're doing to this body, you can track it back to certain events of your day. So as far as the soap of it all, the soap, I needed for it to be three main things. I needed to be hard, I needed to be conditioning, and I definitely needed to be moisturizing. Just period. And them, that's amazing. Oh, it's a good time.
Man, and you got so many products on the website. Yeah. So what's the number one seller? Tell us that. Come on, here we go. I was looking at that sugar scrub.
This body butter.
Okay, talk to me.
When I tell you the ingredients, I tell people all the time, if you pick up one of my products and you just name the ingredients in the product, I promise you I can tell you what that product is. When I tell you it's a good time, it melts like butter. Like, it's a good time. So I'm gonna take my little pinch, not much, because you don't want to. You gonna slide on something.
Come on now.
Come on with it.
And so that's the number one seller.
When I tell you number one, the body butters, they sell.
And when I was doing the questions, you know, just thinking about this, it was so awesome to hear you talk about the eczema. I had a student who you know, suffers from that, so I always think about how to, you know, kind of take over what do you put on skin to just soothe her. And so for you, would it be something like the body butter? What have you kind of do for?
So what I do, as far as for ones that subscribe to the website, and I'll just give, you know, because we just gonna put it on out there. What I do is give 3 tips ingredients. This period. Like I said, I really try to keep it under certain ingredients, maybe 5 and under.
Yeah.
But it just compound. You can do a lot with 3 ingredients or under. So what you gonna tell young man? You gonna tell him to come on and get himself some nice some coconut oil. Coconut oil is amazing. So get him some coconut oil. You're gonna get him a tiny bit of tea tree oil, the tiniest bit. You're gonna get him a little bit of lavender and the smallest amount of eucalyptus. You're gonna mix them all together. And you're going to give that man the most amazing, soothing eczema cream that he can put in his hair also, put on his elbows, put on his feet.
Look, I'm about to go whip up as soon as we get through with this podcast right there.
When I tell you it's a good time, the products, and the only difference between the eczema cream and the hair serum is the base. One base is castor oil for the hair serum, and the other base is the coconut oil for the eczema cream.
Look,
my hair serum drops into my tub. It's a good soothing time because that heat, you smell it, you just relax in your body. It's almost like Vicks for your tub. Oh, it's amazing time. Oh.
Come on, the body queen.
It's a good time because I just feel like we need multi-purpose things, like just for us, you know, not saying it's not a value in it, but I just felt like I needed a product that can be marketed as a lot of different things, because yes, it's $10. I know it's worth it, but at the end of the day, what else can I do with that? That was just my mental of it all. Because I'm always fixing stuff. I'm always doing stuff. I'm like the Martha Stewart around this house and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm always thinking of another way to make this money go where I needed to go, you know? So it's like, this hair ain't going to work. We're going to cut these legs off and we're going to do something else. We're going to make a bench out of this seat real quick. You know, it's just the mental. I think it just goes back to not being okay in certain situations, living, just always understanding the need of not wasting unless you have to. Certain things we just need to get rid of. It's a mess. But just the mental of the wasting of not, because when you really come from a place of not having, I don't think our generation really grasped that, because we are a generation of giving them more than we had.
Yeah.
So even they hear the story, they don't get the story because it ain't their story. I tell my kids, I ain't gonna break myself down to zero so you can understand you're gonna do what I say to do. Period. Because we work so we can have a great life. I don't work for you. I ain't gonna never work for no child. I work so we all can live good. We all gonna have shoes. We all gonna have nice clothes. We all gonna do this. So you're gonna do your part. So this all functions like a well-oiled machine. Because if the machine falls apart, then your part falls apart. Because I'm gonna be fine.
No, come on. So where do we find all the products? Just trying to get locked in with the Body Queen.
Everything is the Body Queens. Thebodyqueens.com is the website. Oh, it's amazing. Anybody that wants to join my soap making classes, just different things. And even if you don't want to purchase a product, please just send me a shout out. Say, hey, girl, I see your website. I see what you're doing. Because, sometimes that mental aspect of it all, is all we need. Just help us. So on Facebook for the Body Queens. I'm on Instagram for the.body.queens. So everywhere has a shop. I'm in a couple of shops in Baltimore, but other than that, I am strictly online. I love being online. I work from home. I run this full business with these just two hands. So I'm marketing, packing, shipping, pay receivables department,
customer service.
I mean,
I got you.
So it's just not about trying to get money for a product or sell a product. At the end of the day, I do appreciate it, but it's just the message behind it. It's more about the message. It's the message of we have more control than we know. We have more control than we think of. We have more stand up in us than what we're doing out here. We got more, than if you just get up, if we just stand up for ourselves, we'll be better. I had my daughter's last year, she graduated. My youngest one just graduated. She was like, "Ma, I need some help on my what did she say? African American history."
Oh. All right.
Mentally, and I'm just like, Keisha, you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing with the Body Queens. You're doing the right thing with your business. You're doing the right thing for your message. Because it ain't a whole lot of difference from there and here. It ain't, it ain't a real big disconnect of the treatment of none of it. So it's just like, if my little message can get out to someone, like that weak little girl that think that she can't, be better, or she thinks she ugly, or she thinks she can't get herself together, or that young woman that didn't have a mama, that's trying to make it to feed her little baby, if a message can get to someone that we can be all right, not being okay sometimes, but it's a sometimes feeling. You can't live in it. You acknowledge the moment. I give myself every week my time to cry. Oh, because I've done it. Oh.
You got to. That's why we here.
But at the end of the day, you find you a team. You find your team. You find your support. You find you some people that want you to be great, and you latch on to them, and you hold on tight to them. You don't use them. You don't do them wrong. You don't burn no bridge. If you really want to get yourself together and you move forward, that's why I say the idea behind the Body Queen is going to be so big. It's
I can dig it, man. Well, I want to say thank you for taking some time out talk to us,
Oh,
especially
you're welcome.
you pulled out that butter. You know, just in case you need any product reviews, I want to just volunteer myself.
I will.
When
I tell you, I will send them. I
But,
do not mind. I will send them with pleasure.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I believe you too.
Oh, I will pack it up tonight and send it out the ball.
But for not only the you know, talking about the products, the ingredients, but also just the in betweens, right? Of their realness, and the words, you know, building that team, taking care of yourself, you know. So just really appreciate that value tonight.
Yes.
So one more time, give us that information on where we can find you.
You can find me on my website, and that website is thebodyqueens.com. You can subscribe to the website. You can shoot me a message, anything. You can send me a Gmail, and that's at thebodyqueens@gmail.com. Just a little message, even if you're feeling not so great today.
Yeah.
Listen, everybody needs some help sometimes. You can find me on Facebook, Keisha Tucker. On Facebook, you can find me on The Body Queens. I'm always on there, you know, when I'm between my lunch breaks. You know, at work. Peeking on Instagram. You know, and then my Instagram is the.body.queens. I am trying to be everywhere, but the right places. I don't want to try to stick my foot into too many avenues because I am a one-man wheel over here. You know, so just look me up. Even if you don't buy a product, I do appreciate just the support of it all. It's not even about a purchase; it's about the support.
Yeah,
so I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. For having me on.
Yeah, it was my pleasure, Ms. Tucker.
Well.
All right, y'all. This is KT for KTTV signing out. 100.
This is Darnell with Broadcast Houston.
This is Dr. Tamara Beckford.
Hey, this is Candace.
This is London Underwood. This is Kirsten Bass with Inner City Greens, and you're watching.
Y'all are now tuned in to
KTTV.
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 KTTV.